afternoon, everybody. Bill Thornton, SoCal Sabre here, and welcome to this Sunday's discussion. With me today is Mike Thornton, my son, and you'll probably see him some other channels. I'll tell you what that is later. Today we're going to be talking about the current status of the Buffalo Sabres 2022 contracts and the free agency, which is coming up pretty soon. And so let's just wait a minute or two, see if anybody joins us. Trying to get rid of this here.
This is fun. Thanks for having me on the show today, Dad.
I'm always glad to have you. I can't get back to where the comments were. Oh, there they are. Okay, I got it. There's one person watching. That must be you, huh? No, you're on.
Nope, I'm on. It's not me. Somebody else.
Come
Welcome.
on, whoever's on there, say hello. There you go.
There
That's Jedi 13 SM2. Hey, glad you made it. You said you were going to give it a try. We're just holding off for another minute or two, so if anybody comes on. Got any friends, Jedi? Go ahead and make sure you tell them about the channel and our Sabre discussions.
Good to see you, Jedi. Where are you from? Are you in the Buffalo area, or did you grow up there?
Okay. Well, the first thing I'm going to show everybody today, we're going to talk about the current status of the current contracts and what that looks like on a roster. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the contracting one here. And let me share it.
Jedi was born in Buffalo. All right.
Well, I am not being able to share here. Oh, I got to pick the one, I guess. Here we go. I can't expand it anymore, so we'll have to. Yeah, it's a little bit better, but it blocks everything. All right, so as we go down, these are the guys that are currently under contract for the Sabres. Okay, we got Jeff Skinner on that $9 million one. If Jeff can punch us through a few 30 more goal seasons, it'll probably be worth it. Kyle Okposo, $6 million. He's been with us for so long, and the last year is the first time he scored 20 goals with us. So that's going to be ending after this season. Talk came over. This is Ben Bishop. This is a contract that we picked up. We brought it over here to try to help us. This is crazy. Help the Sabres get to the minimum of the cap. They have to get to $61 million. So this is what they paid. I think they got a 7th round draft pick along with it and everything. But that's not a lot of guys under contract.
Yeah, 15, right?
Yeah, I'll show you what that looks like on what it would be to if you were looking at a roster. That's it. The guys in green were not on that list of contracts that I just showed you. These are guys that I think are going to be on the team next year. They're under contract, but they're in Rochester. Okay, so with those three there, when you're looking at numbers, you could probably punch in about 2.7 million on top of what they add to the salary cap, because I think these guys will make the team. Ben Bishop never going to make it. Rasmus Asplund, I wouldn't be surprised if they traded him. I kind of like, he's a hard worker, and this Anders Bork never came through. He's a hard worker. They're fourth line guys, but I wouldn't be surprised if either one of them got traded. So with that being said, and before we talk about free agencies, let me bring up another thing I want to show you in the contracts.
Let me just say hi to Andruzzi, who joined. Good to see you out there. And we were just talking about a Game 6. Yeah, good stuff going on there in that Stanley Cup. And Jedi, yeah, I'm right there. I'm a little older than you. So I was around in the 70s to see the French Connection. So I've seen all the good stuff.
Yeah, I can't get the comments up because I went to full screen and I can't know how to remove it. Oh, actually, full screen's down there. Okay. All right. Andrew, were you born in Buffalo?
Find out. There's usually about 10-second delay from when we ask the question. So I'm interested in that. I maybe you have it in your notes or not. I'm looking at how much money we got to spend, how much cap space we got.
Okay, the cap went up to 61 million this year with a floor of 82 million, excuse me, with the floor of 61 million that we have to have. With what I'm going to be showing here, the Sabres now have about 49 million. If those three guys that I think are going to make the team next year and add another three on just to round it off to 52 million. So we still got 9, even with that Ben Bishop thing, it's a 5 million one. They still have $9 million to get to the minimum cap. So let me bring up before we talk about who they can get and everything, let me bring up the contracts and show you a multi-year. All right, this is multi-year. We're going to be pushing this out, but I want to show you something. When people are talking about free agency, oh, we got a lot of money to spend, there's a lot of money to spend, but these general managers got so many things. Andrew is in Amherst. Welcome aboard, nice. Andrew. Yeah. All right. We were both born in Buffalo, out in California now. Well, anyway, people say, we got a lot of money to spend. Yeah, we do need some things, but let me show you some things, okay? Okay, I'm going to show you down here. This is just next year. There are 4, 5 RFAs next year of our young guys. Now, this Asplund, he's one might be traded. I talked about him a second ago. But they have to make decisions on these young guys. Some of them, they're not going to get rid of some of these guys. And Tage Thompson, if he scores another third goal a year, he's going to be asking for more than $1.4 million.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. But so then the following year, they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the next 2 years, they have 10 RFAs that they have to take care of. So if you even gave every one of them $1 million raise, it's $10 million. So that would jump you up already high. It's not going to be just a $1 million raise.
You said the minimum was 60. What's the max you can go to?
82.
Okay, so I like that number better.
Yeah, I know.
Let's spend some money.
Yeah, let's spend some money. Yeah, that's why Vegas and a couple of the other teams are in real big issues because of their cap issue, their salaries.
Yeah.
Oh, nobody else. You guys got any questions out there so far?
So I can see what you're saying there, Dad. So, as a GM, they can see that. You might say that we have some money to spend, which I want us to spend a little. I'm not saying spend a lot, but I can see why you might hold back because you're going to have to pay some of these young guys next year, and you don't want to lose them. So you need to have that money around. So I can see what you're saying there.
Yeah, okay. And Jedi says it's may not be a popular opinion, but I'm okay with trading Olsen for a tougher, more physical forward. Quinn will basically take his place anyways. Yeah, Quinn will take his place, and hopefully he's going to score more. Olsen gets 20 goals each of the last couple seasons, and last year he went into a tremendous scoring slump where he didn't score for a long time, but he still ended up with 20. So I would rather see Rasmus Aspen go or Anders Bork go than Olsen, because Olsen just provided. But you're right, Quinn is going to be up. See what he's got some more to say here. Says, I don't want to pay Tage more than Tush. Okay, he's more proven. I think he makes about 4.5 a year. Yeah, I don't think Tage will get that high. He's at 1.4, so maybe 3.5. But if he scores another 30, that's going to be. Let me see. We got a lot of conversations going on here, guys. I really appreciate all the. Donnie likes Asplund. I don't see him trading him. He'd be fine on the fourth line. Yeah, he is fine on the fourth line. I would between Asplund and Bork, I would rather see Bork go to Asplund. Asplund's more productive. Okay, so before we talk about who they're going to get or what they're going to do, let's take a look at the guys that were on the team or in Rochester. These are all of the free agents or RFAs that the Sabres have to deal with right now. Look at that list. And there are some of these guys that Olsen's on He's an RFI. You know, this is going to be the year they're going to keep him. They're going to, keep him or pay him, but he's going to ask for a ball. Colin Miller, I'll talk about him in a little bit. You know, he's at 3.85 or 3.8 million. I don't like that cost for the amount of time he played. Okay, and I don't know why he didn't play more. So
I was going to ask about him. So
go ahead.
I was going to ask about him, and then Vinny as well.
I'm having some audio with you, Mike. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you okay.
Yeah, you're breaking up some. Let's see, have all the kids like Quinn, Krebs, and Paterka, they got the chemistry like they did in the Rochester. It's the second line with Cousins I'm concerned about. Cousins, I think he was so young to be sticking him in the center position. I think that if we could get him out on the wing for another year or two to get him a little bit more experience, I think it'd be a lot better. I think he has a lot of potential. No, for sure has the stamina or the guts in there to be playing. So I think maybe some more time, but on the wing. Put Krebs at center. Krebs is he's a youngster too. So what are you going to do about putting him at center? See what we got saying here. Bork needs to go. I get pissed every time I see this PR face. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I think that Boston pulled one on Adams on that one. He came over in the Taylor Hall trade, and I think that he was a first round draft pick, but he's super speed, but he doesn't show any offense. So when you got all of these other guys down here, there's Brett Murray. I had him on that other thing that I showed you listed in green. No, I didn't have Brett Murray. I think Brett Murray may make the team this year if they sign him again. He's an RFA. He's got a little bit of playing time last year, not a lot, but a little bit. Okay, so as we see, I don't know if everybody was here when I showed you the first one, but I'll go back and show you this other slide again. Okay, that's it. We don't have any goalies under contract. So this is going to be really, really interesting to see what they go on. Let me see what these guys are saying here. Weisbach.
Hear me again, by any chance?
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Weisbach showed a lot of promise in the little bit of time he came up last year, and yes, I would give him an opportunity over Bork. I'm not sure about Asplund. I don't, because Asplund gets in there and digs, but so I'm not sure about that one. Let me see what we got. Andrew going here. Miller, Butcher, Bork, Hayden, all gone. Hinostroza is the big question. They re-signed him. They need another power forward like Lawson Cruz. They got Nadeau signed, who's going to be a goodie of a power forward. Yeah, but he's going to be taking some time too. I got another thing I'll bring up right now since we're talking about things that we need. All right, where are we at here? Okay. This is what I listed. I made this list here myself. Return or not return. Out of those three defensemen, I would only return Pysyk. Okay, he's got the good size. He plays decent. He's not a big scoring punch, but he plays decent. Colin Miller, 3.8 million, and he only played maybe a little less than a third of the games last year. That's a lot of money for somebody, almost 4 million to be playing only 36 games or something like that. Butcher, the guy won the Hobie Baker when he was in college, but he has not shown me why he earned it and everything. So, Vinny Hinostroza and Mark Jankowski. I say Vinny Hinostroza because Vinny Hinostroza, he had 13 goals for us, but he provides me a lot of grit. He's real fast and he's grit, and he gets in there. He's a smaller guy, but he's not afraid to get in there and dig in and everything. So they, that'd be a good call if they do it. Jankowski, I only mentioned Jankowski because I know they're going to be looking for a fourth line center. I don't think they're going to bring Cody Eakin back, even though Cody Eakin's the only guy on our team last year that had over 50% face-off win percentage. All the Sabres stink or were terrible in face-offs. See what we got going
Well,
here.
what about the elephant in the room, Dad? We don't have a goaltender signed.
I know. All
So
right. So there's been a lot of talks. UPL's an RFA. I don't see them not re-signing UPL, and they're either going to they either need either make a decision. And this is my opinion: either sign them and get them up to Buffalo after 3 years now, and give them the chance, or don't sign them and let them go somewhere else. Okay, simple. I think that's simple as that. If you're not going to give them the chance, why are you going to sign them and keep them in the minors again? You know,
yeah,
our pros. You know, we need them. We need them up there for a couple of years because Levi and Portello didn't sign with us this year. They both went back to college, so there's another year they're going to be gone. Then if they sign with us, it's going to be another couple of years before they're up in there. There's been a lot of talk about. These are some of the goalies that I see that they might go after. Might, I don't know. They might have other ideas. Okay, Jack Campbell. That's his. He's and this is just their overall in their careers. 2.26, 926, 1.65 million last year. Okay, he's unrestricted free agents. There's their offers, unrestrictions. Braden Holtby, 2.6, 19 and 2 million. Casey DeSmith, 2.79, 9.41. The 9.41 is a little bit high because he has only been a backup goaltender for Pittsburgh for a couple of years. But I personally think that this would be their best shot of getting a goalie in here because Casey DeSmith, you're not going to pay him a tremendous amount, but it might be Casey saying, okay, I'm going to get my shot at being the starter for the first time. So
yeah, there seems to be a lot of good free agents out there available at goaltender if they wanted to. But I want to circle back on UPL a little bit. They brought him up last season. I thought he did pretty well. He gets injured, they send him back down, and they don't bring him back up. I mean, do you feel the Sabres have given up on him? Have the fans given up on him? What's your thoughts on UPL?
I don't know. I've been trying to do some research on him because during the playoff run, the Rochester just had a really nice run in the playoffs, and that Aaron Dell was the starting goalie. I ain't seen nothing about UPL. Now I don't know if UPL got hurt again or what, but I have no information on it. And I've tried to find it, but I just can't find out why he wasn't playing in the playoffs. See what we got going here.
Gotcha. And then Craig Anderson, would you bring him back another year? If you're going to stay youthful, you'd kind of want that type of guy around them, right?
Yeah, I'll bring this one back up in a second. If we're going to have UPL, I would like a guy if we're going to give him the shot, I would like Craig Anderson. Craig Anderson was steady. Yeah, he got hurt and he's old, but he had a good season, and I think he would be a good mentor for the young guys. And if we're not going to do UPL, maybe he'd be a good mentor for a Casey DeSmith or somebody like that too. And I think we only paid him $1 million last year, so it's not going to be outrageously. Okay, let me bring that back up and see what Jedi was saying there. I think Portella and Ryan Johnson might play out their collegiate careers and walk away from the Sabres. We should utilize them to get a good goalie. Yeah, I'm afraid of that too. I'm afraid that Devin Levi might do that too. I don't understand how all of that works, whether if they walk away and if they sign somebody else, do we get a draft pick or anything? That's something that I'm not knowledgeable on. I'll have to research, but there's got to be some sort of a payment for us when we lose guys like this. Okay. Ryan Johnson, when is he going to be eligible to come over? He came over in the, what's that guy's name that went to St. Louis? Terry, O'Reilly. Yeah. So, maybe they might trade him to get somebody over there to get a good goalie.
I would hope there's compensation, Dad. It just seems wrong to me that as a college guy that's been drafted, you can kind of continue through school, whatever, and then all of a sudden you're now a free agent. Just doesn't make sense without some compensation. I get it if you're a professional and all of a sudden you want to hold out and, you hold out for a full year. You want to sit out without a check. But I don't know. It just seems strange to me that can happen.
Yeah, Andrew, I have heard that said to get a bridge goalie. I like that term, like Casey DeSmith, which you're fine with, and bring up UPL to see what he has. But an injury history with UPL ain't looking too hot. I have heard and I looked and I agree with Casey DeSmith might be the guy that we want to bring over. Okay, because he's bound, and that's got to be appetizing to a young guy that's never been the starter to be the starter. You know, so this is going to be. I've always been in high management, but I'm glad I'm not Kevin McAdams and his staff, because the draft is next week. I mean, the July 7th, and then 6 days later on July 13th, all this free agency stuff. They must be working 16 to 20-hour days.
So tell me a little more. I mean, looking at your page there, Dad, Casey DeSmith looks fantastic. 2.79, 941 save percentage, only 1.25. But you said he's not the starter.
No, he's not. He's been the backup goalie at Pittsburgh for the last 2 years.
All right. And so how many do you have it off the top of your head? I don't know if you do. How many games he played last year?
No, I don't.
Okay. I can look that up while you're talking.
I would be afraid to bring it up because me, I'd lose everything here.
Yeah, no worries. I'll check that out.
Let me see what here we got another one. Here's an update on UPL. UPL got injured the last game of the season. There you go. That's why he didn't play in the playoffs. Because I'm looking, oh my God, Aaron Dell. I got no favors in my bag for Aaron Dell. When we had to bring him up for during the injury part, when Tokarski and Anderson were both injured, Aaron Dell did nothing but let in goals for the Sabres.
So Dad, Casey DeSmith, he played, started 24 games last year, 17 the year before. He was 11-6 last year.
All right, I could take that. 24 games, 11-6. He's young. Look at the salary, $1.25 million.
Yeah, for sure.
Offer that guy a big jump up to like $3 million or something like that, and bring him over. Put him on like a 3-year. See if you can get him for a 3-year contract. That way, if the Levi and them if they do sign with us, they might get it back. Let's see what Jedi has to say about this. Oh no, this is Andrew. DeSmith deserves a shot as a starter. He is decent and will help UPL along the way to becoming full time if he gets there until Levi arrives. I don't think Portello is going to sign. Yeah, I would hope. Owen Power get on the phone and call him. They're on the same call. Michigan. Say, man, come on. Why didn't you sign? Why ain't you thinking about signing with us? Come on, we could use you over here. You could probably be the number one within a short time. Use some of that political pull from the guys that they signed. So that's on the goalies. Now looking down here, other needs. We need to get some center or some wingman that is good on faceoffs. The Sabres, like I said, Cody Eakin was the only one, and he had 52%. All the rest of them, Tate Thompson, 40, Casey Millstaff, whatever, they're all way down there in face-off percentage wins. And yes, I understand Dylan Cousins was low, and Millstaff was low, and Thompson was low. Thompson and or Cousins in particular was their first years playing center. And so they were not used to doing that, but they got to learn sooner or later. Did you freeze up on me, Mike?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I like what Charlie said there. I don't know if you saw Charlie B join the channel there. He's like, Portolio and Levi will never sign, which is what we were kind of talking about. Those college rules stink if they're able to do that and we don't get some compensation or something like that. It just doesn't seem right. I
just for my own personal, knowledge, I've got to check into that, because it seems to me, okay, you don't want to sign with us, fine. But then if somebody like you sign with Anaheim, they got to give us some sort of a draft compensation pick or something like that. There's got to be something in there, because other guys can't do it.
Yeah. So, Dad, real quick thought here. As we were talking about the amount of money that we have to spend, and I agree with you, you don't want to just go crazy because we have those guys next year we're going to have to take care of. But I think they should make a splash at least on a winger, on a defenseman, or a goaltender. I mean, make a splash. Bring somebody in that you're going to pay, and they're going to be here for a few years and help this team out this upcoming year.
Yeah, I think so too. Because even right now, they got to go from 49, or the 3 guys that I put Fitzgerald them on there. So they're going to go they got $9 more million to even hit the minimum floor. So I agree with it hitting a splash. I would like to see a goalie. I would like to see another defenseman come in here that has some grit. Okay. Yeah. Rasmus Dahlin was the high hits on our team this year. Rasmus Dahlin should not be playing that type of game, in my opinion. Robert Hagg who we got from in the Reinhardt trade, or one of those trades, we traded away. He was climbing up there, would have been it. We had John Hayden on the team that was supposed to give us a little bit of toughness. Yeah, he had 100. He was number 2. But no, with the amount of games he played, he should have been higher than Dahlin. Okay, but Matthias Samuelsson, this is the kid that I really, really like. He had 100 hits in like 30 games less than Rasmus Dahlin. And he's a rookie, and he's a big size. So if he I know it was his rookie year, so if it's the second year, if he starts getting, like it took Dahlin 3 years to start getting brave with getting hits, but if Samuelsson can start using his strength, but I'd like to see another one, okay? Not Colin Miller.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Right.
I know you like the big guys, Dad, and I was looking at, again, there's some really good defensive unrestricted free agents. I mean, Oli Mata from the Kings, 6'2", 210. Nikita Zodorov from the Calgary Flames. This is your type of guy, Dad. 6'6", 235. You want a physical guy? There you go. These guys are out there.
Yeah, I want to see some, more, it's not my imagination, but if you look at the Stanley Cup winners over the last couple of years, they don't have 5'9" defensemen. Okay, They're all 6'1", 6'2", 6, big defensemen that can take care of business. All right,
Yeah,
we got it. I want to catch up here.
Yep.
A little bit.
So Andrew likes a splash for a top 6 forward. So I like that.
Yeah, I would, and I hope it's somebody that can do a lot of faceoffs. And one more winger who's young. The big thing is if we're going to pay him a good amount of money, I don't want these 7, 8, 9 year contracts. I don't want to see any more of that stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
We're going to make a splash on a guy. It's going to have to be 3 to 5. I think 5 years max, and so we don't run out of money. We don't get ourselves in the jam. So maybe to me 5 years would be nice for them. Defenseman, maybe we'll get a nice defenseman over for 3 years or something, and yeah, but we'll have to see. But Rasmus Dahlin shouldn't be our leading hit guy. We're pretty weak.
Yeah, speaking of forward, there's a 27-year-old he played for Toronto last year, and Ila Mikheyev. I always pronounce those names wrong, but take a look at him. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but had a really good year, plus 16 when he's on the ice, 21 goals last season for them, and he's young, big. I mean, they're out there, Dad. If we want to do it, they're out there. Is all I'm saying.
I think they're going to do something. They have to do something. I mean, and I'm trusting in Kevin McAdams. I like in what he has done so far. With keeping the money down, making the trades and so forth like that. Let's see what we got going here. Josh Manson is my defensive USA signing. He does it all. Watch him tonight for Colorado. I will have to look at that. I'll have to watch him. I will, Andrew. I really appreciate all of the comments that you guys make, because you make this part of the year more exciting for me when it really happens. Because just like last week or 2 weeks ago when I did the one on the draft, a lot of guys provided a lot of things. They didn't agree with me on this, or they agree with me, but they provided me with stuff. So this is going to be more exciting for me this year. And it's only my second time ever going live. But here's the two guys. There we are. There's the two. I thought Peterka was going to make the team last year. He was like the last cut. And they will score. Quinn came up and he had 2 games, and then he got hurt. He scored a goal and he had an assist in his 2 games. Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if Peterka even got up this year, but he is really good. Let's see what we got going here from Jedi. 1 physical forward, 1 physical defense, and a decent goalie is a must to bring in this summer. Let's all hope that is true, because that was right in my thoughts. Because don't give me those Jacob Bryson's 5'9" defenseman anymore. And there's some 5'9" guy forwards that are in the draft that are rated real high this year, and I'm just going to be keeping my fingers crossed that we don't take one of them. Charlie B.
You're insulting the old guys, Dad, the Pat LaFontaines of the world, and all those smaller guys. You're insulting them right now.
Well, we had to talk that. We thought Tyler Ennis was going to be the next Pat LaFontaine. Tyler's still playing. He's got enough in him that he still gets contracts from other teams, but he wasn't there. Okay, we got to reach that cap floor somehow. Yeah, I know it.
Agree.
Oh, yeah. So that's 11 million right there, or 9 million if they if they're going to count on Paterka, Quinn, and Casey Fitzgerald making the team next year. Those three guys, I think, will make it. Casey got a lot of playing time this year as a defenseman, and he's not real big, but he's not real small, but he is not afraid to go at it with anybody. And so that would be like 52 million. So they had $9 million. Now with $9 million, they surely can get a good goalie and a defenseman and a winger. Maybe they have to go over up to make 64 million. But even 64 or 65 million going to leave them space. I don't want them when they have to start paying all these RFAs in the next 2 years. I don't want them getting up to like the 77, 78,
Right.
79 million. Let's keep it down so that they have the flexibility to make the deals.
What do you think about Charlie's comment? He says sign a veteran goalie for 6 to 7 million for 1 year. Cap floor won't be a problem.
Yeah, I know that would be a veteran goalie. If you can get a veteran goalie to come over for 1 year, would be a difference. It would be a good signing. The cap floor wouldn't be a problem. You're right, but I don't think that any veteran's going to want it. If they're veterans and they're UFAs, they're a lot of them are looking for long term. They want some stability, and I'm not sure that 1 year is would satisfy anyone. But I've been wrong before in my life, and that'll be a big surprise.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like they can get somebody longer term for a little bit less and still very solid. That's just my opinion. It seems a little pricey for 1 year.
Yeah, I think we lost Linus Allmark last year to Boston. They gave him 4 years at $5 million a year. Okay, they didn't give him long term, but they gave him $5 million a year. With our cap thing there, we can get a good goalie like Linus. If we can get 4 or 5 years from him at $5 million, we'd still be in good cap room space.
I like NASCAR Qatar join in there. It says, "Don't you mean la 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 Fontaine?" Of course, we love that call.
We do too. I'm a big board game player at sports too, and I was just cutting some cards today for the 1974-75 season. So, anyway, we do like LaFontaine. Mason, he's 6'3", 200 pounds. He hits, he scored, he scraps, he's 30.
Nice.
But hey, 3 to 4 year contract, about 5 to 6 million. He makes 3.5 now. Yeah, probably.
Andrew, what are people saying where he's going to go? I mean, is he obviously? It sounds like with that size and that power, first round draft pick. But I'm wondering if you think he'd be there at number 9. But we're currently at 9, right, Dan?
What are you talking?
Our first pick.
Who are we talking about? Who are you talking?
I'm just looking at Andrew, the guy I want in the draft. We won't get in. He's talking about Slafkovsky there at 6'4", 220. Yeah.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised if Slafkovsky went second before Logan, whatever his name is. Excuse my memory, guys. Mike knows I forget it. For Lambert and Regard, I'd settle for. I really want Cutter Gote. I'm really looking at him at number 9, and then maybe Connor Geeky down at 16, and then a defenseman at 16, because at 16 there'll still be some good defensemen there. I forget what the guy's name I was looking at last night. So, I would like to have that guy too from Russia. However you spell his name, Yuri Slavakovsky. He's going up there. I saw somebody that was saying that Montreal, who's number 1, was even had him on my mind over Wright, projected number 1. So it's going to be fun on July the 7th. Fun, or else I'm going to be crying. Brad Lambert. If we do end up picking up Brad Lambert, I'll be real happy. He fell so hard, fall in the standings this year. He was rated like top 5, top 10 guy, and he's fallen down. But a lot of it, I believe, when I did some research on Lambert, is because it was his first year of playing with men, and all of his skills didn't home in yet. Okay, so he would be a nice work in progress. And of course, he wouldn't be on the team for a couple of years, so he has some time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, the same question that Charlie's saying there, and Andrew, thanks for getting back to me. He says he'll drop no further than 4. But, Dad, could we? I mean, we have 3 picks in the first round. Trade them all. Move up. Get that one big guy. That's going to make a huge difference for us. I mean, it could happen.
Well, these guys and Brent and Logan and Wright, the first guys, nobody's going to trade for them anyway. I'm almost positive of that. And when I'm saying, hey, this is the first time we've had 3 first rounders in a long, long time. Let's load up. Let's load up. Because we're going to get decent player at 9. We're going to get decent player at 16, and then at 28, we'll probably get an okay player. But I think we're going to get decent first 2 picks.
Yeah, as long as those guys can contribute sooner than later. It just frustrates me when you pick someone and you don't see him for about 3 years.
Yeah, I think Cutter would be a 2-year work in progress. Jedi wants Cutter also, but I think it'll be a 2-year. But I want him also. Let's see what we got going here. I'm falling behind here. First time trying to work these things, guys. Well, I'm really appreciating your correspondence today. You're chatting. Fitzgerald and Samuelson is a 3rd pair. Yoki and Powers a 2nd, and find a solid guy for Darlene. That would be fabulous. If they can get a really, really, but he's got to be a gritty one, because right now, at the end of the year, we had Samuelson paired with Darlene and Yoki and Power together. Yoki and Power together look pretty good together, but in Samuelson and Darlene were players. But to get Samuelson down there with Fitzgerald, that'd be a rocking pair of the 3rd defenseman. So, yeah, that'd be cool. This is going to be so interesting. Let's see what we got going here. Andrew. Yeah, he won't drop no further than 4. And he had a great World Juniors, which really upped him. You're right. Oh, Charlie would trade all of them to get Cooley in the draft. He's the next Crosby. Oh, boy. That's really putting him up there in that pedestal. I don't want to trade all 3 of them. I'm a patient guy. I'll wait for the number 9 guy. Let me see what they're saying here about Brad. Yeah, when switching leagues, but you still can't deny his skill set. So Brad Lambert we might even get Brad Lambert at 16, because people are doubting because he played with the big guys, with the men this time for the first time. What do we got going? Yeah, so would I. Andrew says he'd cry happy tears if we got Zablowski or whatever.
Hey, I'm with Charlie, by the way. By the way, Charlie, I'm with you right there. I'm not as patient as my dad. Let's go.
He says, I'd take a chance on Lambert at 16, but not 9. Otherwise, I'm hoping for Snudegard or McGarty. Yeah, they're both good at 16. I'm kind of hoping for Connor Geeky. If he falls that far, he's just big. He's not the fastest guy. His skating isn't one of his things to get written down on, but he keeps up, and so he's big. I'm looking for some big guys this year, as you can tell.
Yep.
Okay.
And I agree with you on that.
I will watch that, Andrew. I will be looking at some highlights on this John Mason. A gritty one. I don't think he'll leave the Flyers. Who are we talking about? I thought Mason was on the Colorado. Yeah. I agree with Andrew. The knock on Geeky is his skating. Passing and shooting is no problem, and his size is no problem. His good size. Okay, so that, wrapped up all I have had to say. Mike, if you want to bring up anything, and guys out there, guys or ladies, whatever you are out there on there, I'm glad you're here. Thank you for coming and all of the input and everything. It's really cool. Watch for me on the channel. I may be doing another Sabre one after the draft. The draft is, I think, Thursday and Friday, or Friday and Saturday, something like that. I might be doing one on the Sunday, where we can just talk about our likes or not, or dislikes, and what the picks and so forth. I
think you got to do that, Dad. You did it last year, so you got to come back with that after the draft.
Oh, okay. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot. And all you people out there, it's been a really nice show today. Wow, we're 39 minutes in it. Time went by fast when you're having a lot of discussion like this. So thank you all very, very much for joining us. This is SoCal Sabre and Bill Thornton. I want to tell you about Mike Thornton over there. Check his channel out. He's got Nickel City Mafia. They have a really, really big, powerful channel. They just did a couple really great streams on the Buffalo Bills this weekend. They also do a golf one during the week, and they're going to be doing fantasy football during. So a lot of good sports stuff there on Nickel City Mafia. Go ahead and share if you got anything else you want to say, Mike.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, I grew up in Buffalo, been a Sabre fan since I was born in '66, so I was rocking the Sabres when the French Connection was there. And although I don't get to follow the Sabres as much as my dad does now because I'm so focused on our channel, and a lot of that content is Buffalo Bills focused. And, you know, whenever I do want to talk Sabres, I bring my dad on it. And that's the guy you want to be talking to. So I'd love to support him and kind of come on over. But yeah, get on over to the channel, guys. We're all about Buffalo and then some. Buffalo Bills pre and post game shows. We talk Buffalo Bills all year round. And we did some great shows yesterday on the running backs and the offensive line. And those you guys out there that were born in Buffalo, come on over, subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you over, and it's great when you get this type of interaction. So I'm so glad you guys did this. Just makes it so much more fun. So thank you. That's it, Dad.
All right. Let your friends out there know about the channel and about the Nickel City Mafia and everything. Have a good day. The SoCal Sabre saying take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and stay safe.